What's going on, everybody? C4, welcome back to the channel. Today we are here for episode 7 of our retro Madden mod. We are in the 1997 season. We are into our third year, starting as the Jacksonville Jaguars expansion team. And here, halfway through year 3, we're sitting atop the AFC South 4-3, which is looking good, but not necessarily uncharted territory for our Jags team. Our Jags team has started hot, really, all 3 of our years that we've been in the NFL, and we've crumbled down the backstretch of the season just because we have no depth. We've struggled some injuries. We have injuries on. We've faced injuries to Mark Brunell. We've faced injuries to Mike Allstott. We've faced injuries on the defensive side. Warren Sapp missed some games. Last year, Brian Dawkins missed some games. And it always just conveniently seems to be my best players that are missing time. So hopefully that doesn't root up its ugly head here today as we look here in year 3 to make our first push for a playoff berth in the 1997 season. We ended the last episode right at the trade deadline, adding the most violent man that I have ever seen play football. Maybe there's a little bit of bias to that because he played for my Philadelphia Eagles, but many people revere him as one of the most violent offensive linemen in NFL history, and I feel like this is a guy that's going to be a placeholder. He's going to be a franchise-type guy, and it maybe not looks, off the charts. 73, only 24, got the star dev, doesn't look generational, especially the fact that we do have, more so on the defensive side, some X factors. Warren Sapp, Rondé Barber, Brian Dawkins, that's our core 3 right now. But Jon Runyan is going to be someone that is absolutely going to elevate this squad, and I'll tell you right now, I need him at left tackle. Even though he played right tackle for the Eagles, we're going to get Jon Runyan. We got Ruben Brown, Coleman. Like, our O-line's taking shape here. Now, Wydell and Novak are at their ceilings. So we're going to need a center. We're going to need likely a long-term right tackle. But once you get those guys sorted out, like that's going to be ideal in me when I don't have to be investing first, second round draft picks on offensive linemen. Needs to be said. Hopefully there's a perfect way that we could just resist drafting a center until Jason Kelsey's in the NFL. You know what I'm saying? But either way, really excited to see how we continue our progress here with our squad, with the addition of Jon Runyan. That's going to be enough to add that needed depth for us to start this episode 4-3, top of the AFC South, and finish this episode 10 wins, top of the AFC South, and make the freaking playoffs. Without further ado, that does not get any harder. We have the highest rated team in the division by a long shot, the 3-3, 85 overall Indianapolis Colts. We are going to be hopping on the sticks right away. And this is first thing in the morning because we have a breakout scenario for Mark Brunell. Our team has been better simming than me hopping on the sticks. Whoa! Than me hopping on the sticks playing because my team's actually not the best. But I do feel like me hopping on the sticks and playing has a better shot at Mark Brunell becoming a superstar dev. We need to throw 1 or fewer interceptions, have 350 scrimmage yards, or 4 total touchdowns Mark Brunell to increase his dev trait to a superstar. That would go a long way for the offense, obviously, and a long way for our quarterback. We've been having rumblings that it may be time to start considering other quarterback options, and we're not going to be in the position to land a Peyton Manning, but we're getting to the drafts. Peyton Manning, next year, there's, Dante Culpepper, Donovan McNabb. Like, I'm not going to get Ryan Leaf. Unless maybe he falls to me, and then we can have that kind of scenario. One of the biggest busts of all time. But, there has been some naysayers around Mark Brunell and his ceiling. Even though he's simming well, the results haven't been there. And are you going to be a quarterback that's known for getting stats and not wins? Because if that's the case, that's not the kind of quarterback we need here in Jacksonville. We need wins. We need to stack in playoff wins and get in Super Bowls. And I think maybe getting Mark Brunell to a superstar, if we can hit it here week 8, would go a long way. So without further ado, let's hop in and try to get that dev trait. So we don't go into this game. Much as we love Mike Allstott, we got to almost, even over the win, prioritize Mark Brunell getting superstar. We're going to air it out, baby. Bring back the pure air. All right, I guess that was our Warren Sapp sick of it play. Destroys the lineman, destroys the quarterback late, trying to set a tone. Much would have rather to sack there. There we go. Brian Dawkins straight up brings down Marshall Faulk to the goats. 3rd and goal. We will go cover 2. This is likely going to be a throw, and you can see Marshall Faulk sucking wind back there. I don't think they're going to be in any rush You get him, and come on, get the sack. Oh, they get the fumble. Beautiful defense. Bend, don't break. All right. There is no such thing as cheese when you have a dev trait scenario. We are going to try to get as many yards as humanly possible, and we are going to start with a slant to Jimmy Smith, who is running away from the Colt defenders. 76 yards to start this game. Falls in. Oh, it's so boring. I'm falling asleep here. It's too early in the morning to have a team that just goes 4 or 5 yards of play, and like my team just has no response to it. Slants, don't mind if I do. 3rd and 4, nice slants play last time. Took it 70-some yards to the house. Got another one. Don't got a lot of speed, but we're getting the yards. All right, starters are starting to get gassed. But we have Desmond Howard at the top, Keenan McCardell on the right. Or we could just check it down. Let's play like the Colts. 2nd and goal. We got slants again. I mean, I think it's total touchdowns. I hope it's total touchdowns. Because I don't think I'm going to get the football enough to get 4. I'll abuse it. I'll take it every day of the week. Can we get another 80? Jimmy Smith on the slant cheese. The Colts have no response. I think that's going to take it. They got a good play. They got into scoring range. No timeouts. And this is what football is all about. Bitch-ass teams that are just refuse to be aggressive and just want to care about time of possession. Or you get the goddamn Jags that just slant it 70 yards to the house every time we touch the football. All right, I'm going to try to get this one with Allstott. 3rd and 3. Oh, great blocking. Honestly, left-hand side. John Runyon, debut game. Pushes that guy 10 yards off the line of scrimmage. Free agent, no chance. But we'll get destroyed in the pocket, and I think we'll take the points. First time David Akers has been able to make an appearance. Highly regarded kicker. Fringe Hall of Fame kicker, even though kickers don't make the Hall of Fame. That's good for 3. We extend our lead. Good hold, Frank Reich, who may or may not also be a clone on the sidelines right now for the Colts. That's not him. Yeah, all right. Hey, I'm not going to blame him. That's how I'd use Marshall Faulk, too. Man, unless they count that rushing time, I can't remember if it was 4 total. Like, we're not going to hit our dev because we're just not getting off the field. The Colts are just chewing away the game, and we're not going to have the opportunities. I did not think that was going to be it. I thought I would stand in the way. I'd throw a stupid pick. Our offense wouldn't execute. It's like, no, we're just going to give up 7-minute drives all the time. Let's go! Get out of here! Like, I got to burn a timeout here. Just to say, give me some time to throw the rock. And they're going for it. 4th and goal. Kind of have to. If they get this, I quit. If they get this, honestly, can we just give them the win?
Bruh.
Never mind. I'm not that. I'm going to immediately walk back what I just said. That is still very embarrassing by my defense. Oh, drop it. Let it go on the ground. Negative 4 yards there. Slants, yes. Get a house call here. Jimmy Smith, McCardell, Desmond Howard. Who wants it? House call. Ugh. He caught it. He catches everything, Desmond Howard. 3rd and 14. And we are just not playing good football at all here in the second half. We peaked in the first half. which is very much like our team has been. We've been great in the first half of the season, collapsed in the second half. But dev trade aside, this would be a huge victory. We need to just focus on the win, the small things. If there's been one thing in this game outside of that touchdown they just got, they have not been able to move the ball quickly. They don't play with any sense of aggression, and they got not a lot of time. So if we can get them to play aggressive, maybe there's a reason why they don't do it. Maybe there's going to be some turnovers that could be had, or they're going to expose my team for being one of the lowest rated in the league, and they're going to somehow win and go for like a two-pointer. He's wide open somehow. My guy collapses, has a stroke mid-tackle. Oh, let's go! Probably should have took a knee there. Nope, that's smart. Don't take the knee. Give us an opportunity for 98 yards. Let's go. Suck it. God, I hate the Colts. I hate the Colts, man. It needs to be said. Fucking hate that team. Look at who did what? Cordell Stewart with the NyQuil offense. 31 of 36. 86% completion percentage. Still really only made one throw that mattered in the game. Mark Brunell, far more efficient, even though the stats might not say it. Didn't run the ball at all. Jimmy Smith went off. 6 catches, 228 yards. Loves the slants, Jimmy Smith does. Defensively, 12 tackles. Solomon, Weapon X with 11 and a TFL. Sack and a half for Warren Sapp, sack and a half for Legman. Mickey Washington got that interception to kind of seal the deal. Did get hurt on the play. Hopefully it's not too long. He is one of our rare players above a 70 overall. Would hate for him to miss any time. I'm hoping there's somehow we missed it and we hit the dev, but I don't think we had enough, man. Damn. We're on a 2-game losing skid, still sitting atop the division. We got a breakout here ahead of our matchup against the 1-win Bears. It's Carlos Emmons, or normal dev DN. Guy plays on the other side of Warren Sapp, which makes his life a little bit easier. Hopefully Warren Sapp has a day that Emmons can hit those thresholds and we can get a nice little star dev pass rusher. Again, needs to be honestly a winnable game though. 1-win. If we want to have any chance of making the playoffs, you got to be able to handle business against a 1-win team, which we do to go to 6-5. And Emmons hits the dev. Hell yeah. 10k XP goes a long way as well. And we're actually rolling that into another breakout ahead of our buys. We take on Barry Sanders, the greatest running back in NFL history. We have another breakout, and who is it? It's going to be, well, it looks like for one of our wide receivers here, potentially a tight end. It's going to be Keenan McCardell, 3 touchdowns or 150 yards. He is looking for a superstar dev. And if he can out of a game similar to what Jimmy Smith had against the Colts, we are going to hit this, and we're going to have a superstar out there at wide receiver, even though that's going to be tough. We get a win. That's first important thing. Up to 7-5 into the bye. Unfortunately, no dev for McCardell. Unfortunately, we could not win the return leg against the Colts. They actually kind of kicked our ass 38-10. And now it does not get any easier as we take on the Patriots, who are one of the highest rated teams in the AFC. But an upset would keep us atop the division. A loss now has us tied with the Colts 8-7. And we've got smoked back-to-back weeks. What about this? Week 17, tough matchup against the Bills. Evenly matched up, though. We're in 80. They're in 81 overall. Should be somewhat optimistic that we can get a dub. And we lose in an absolute shootout where Mark Brunell gets Player of the Week, 4 touchdowns. Just nice. It's been a minute since we've had a Player of the Week accolade, but now we are staring down the barrel. We're still first place. Luckily, the Colts are not capitalizing on our losing streak. We can beat the Bengals, who look pretty good. Hey, we win the division, I think. And that means playoffs. Let's sim it, man. Spent my staff points just flushing out the defensive coordinator. The battle of the 8-8s. Jags, Bengals. We win, we're in. We lose, I don't know. Fuck. That's what we needed. We weren't going to get it on our record alone. You had to win the division. We are the lowly division in the AFC. And the Colts, man, we lost 4 in a row. You know, luckily you got teams like the Chargers that go 11-6 and didn't make the playoffs. They have a little bit more of a gripe, but that is, again, 3 years in a row of a collapse down the stretch. Unbelievable. Super Bowl goes to the Green Bay Packers, 2 strongest teams. And I mean, when you look at the rankings, you know, we're just kind of good at one thing. maybe two things. You know, maybe we'll give credit to our passing defense, almost top 10. Still a lot of work to go, man. I can't remember the last time I did a series where it took me I think in 3 years, I haven't even sniffed the playoffs. Mark Brunell, the Pat Phoenix air raid, Dan Marino, Mark Brunell. Those are our two quarterbacks we've had so far. They're right up there at the top, so it's working. We're just got to get everything else up to speed. Mark Brunell was 3rd in yards, 3rd in touchdowns, which probably is actually going to be and the interceptions got shaved down a little bit, so that might be a dev trade for Mark Brunell. Is he superstar now? He is! Right on. Quarterback of the year gets a superstar devs. A little bit of spoilers here. Hey, we started this video. First game, trying to get him his dev trade. Gets it when all is said and done. 9-5 there for Mike Allstott. Not bad. Again, we're converting a fullback to a starting running back. Jimmy Smith, 1,200 yards, 9 touchdowns. 11-10 for McCardell. 1,006 for Desmond Howard. Pete Mitchell continues to be one of the most reliable tight ends in the NFL, even if I've never heard of him before this series. Defensively, John Solomon goes over 100 tackles. I'll tell you right now, if you thought Madden 23 is the only game that had the depth chart issues, Madden 22, it's full effect. I try to make Brian Dawkins my sub linebacker. It switches him out every game. I just got sick and fucking tired of that, so I just left it. That's why his tackles aren't as high as they probably should be. Warren Sapp, huge season. 70 tackles, 14 TFLs, 11 sacks for the D-tackle, 8.5 for Lagman, 6 from Carlos Emmons on 15 TFLs. He went up dev trade in season. That was awesome. Interceptions, just definitely not good enough. Mickey Washington with 2. We saw 1 in that Colts game. Rondé Barber, our X-Factor corner, only got 1. That is also maybe the lowest interceptions I've ever seen on a team. And hey, not a great start to David Akers' career. 73% field goal percentage is kind of butt cheeks. Yearly award, Steve McNair wins the MVP. Mark Brunell coming in at number 3. Offensive Player of the Year goes to Emmitt Smith. Mark Brunell coming in at number 2. Defensive Player of the Year goes to Derek Thomas. Offensive Rookie of the Year, Rydell Anthony. We got Derek Mason. I gotta love free agent. He's a baller. Big time baller. Deuce Staley went there. We pondered potentially drafting him. We went Bob Sapp instead. On the defensive side, Tom Knight gets it. Is that any relation to the Eric Stokes went to Georgia and is now on the Packers, potentially? Mark Brunell does win Quarterback of the Year. Pretty cool. No love for my wide receivers, though. Keenan McCardell way down there at number 6. Jimmy Smith at 8. For the Lineman of the Year, we got nothing. D Lineman of the Year, Warren Sapp at number 5. For linebacker, probably nothing. For DB, Aaron Glenn, one of the best corners in the league right now, gets us out that award. So, I guess we got, superstar depth for Mark Brunell. Is that a silver lining for another failed season? I don't know. We lost the superstar on Mike Allstott, which is annoying, but reasonable given his production. No other dev traits up or down. On the defensive side, we keep our 3 X factors in Warren Sapp, Rondé Barber, and Brian Dawkins. Lagman gets a star dev. Evans with the star dev. And let's go have a good draft, I guess. Look at free agency. Again, I already said for free agency, unless it's like someone that's like gotta have it. I don't know necessarily. Like, we got Larry Allen here, the great Larry Allen. He's at tackle. I don't know if that's actually where he started. Most notably, I assume as a guard for the Cowboys. We could throw a bid in there, but not. You got Moose Johnson, Fox News or Fox, whatever you want to call it, not Fox News, but I more so wanted to look and let's just see if there was any value. We got some greats. Darnay Scott there, Rod Woodson's available, Andre Rison, but I think it's always going to be on the side of caution, picking and choosing who you want to get. And I'll tell you right now, we got John Elway at quarterback. Luckily, our quarterback, I mean, there's some great value. This would be a good, if you're redoing a quarterback, the fact you could just get Jim Kelly, Randall Cunningham, John Elway, yada, yada, yada. But we're going to be smart with how I bid on free agents. I'll tell you right now, we're getting a white corner, baby. I'm trying to get Jason Sehorn. Come on. Let me have this. Jason Sehorn ticks all the boxes. Meme, he's like the last white corner. They got the guy from Iowa right now in the Broncos. There's actually one of the best corners in college football. Cooper DeJean is also that. But, I mean, come on. Jason Sehorn, absolute meme. He's a unicorn that doesn't exist. And he's also not super overpowered. He has a reasonable dev trait. High 70s overall. He's going to be an upgrade for us. So happy that we could bring in Jason Sehorn into the secondary Now let's go towards the draft and hopefully land a stud. Actually, look, we got the new mock draft. I have no idea with where we're projected. Before, we were projected playoff spot. Who are we? What? Peyton Manning free falling. Did the news break? Like, didn't some shady happen with him, like a trainer at Tennessee? Like, that's the only way that makes sense. Charles Woodson gone, Peyton Manning, Fred Taylor. Takeo Spikes at one point was projected to us, or at least in the range, and I would have jumped a lot. We have Randy Moss. Leonard Little. Okay, right now we're projected with Anthony Simmons. I have no idea who that is. So I'll tell you right now, just a quick little mock before the mock. I'd go Pat Surtain. Obviously, his son now crushing it for the Denver Broncos. But he was a really good player. I most remember him with the Dolphins. Kevin Dyson is a good wide receiver. We just don't really need wide receivers. Jamal Williams at D-tackle. Keith Brooking at linebacker. We got Hines Ward, Amon Green, Alan Faneca, the Axeman, Jeremiah. I'll tell you right now, I am going to scout the linebackers. I want as much information on Trotter and Keith Brooking as I possibly can, because I do think we need another guy at linebacker, because clearly moving Brian Dawkins to the sub linebacker is just not sticking. It keeps resetting on the depth chart. So just to remove that frustration, having like a fun stud linebacker and we keep Weapon X at the safety spot could be good, but there's going to be some value when we're picking for sure. It might not be the value of getting a Randy Moss or a Peyton Manning or a Charles Woodson, but there's some good players still available. And the worst GM in the history of the world, Warren Sapp's fifth-year option. He offers no value to this team. If you ever think you're bad at your job, just remember, this guy exists, even in a fake world, and you're probably better than him, and most likely you are, because this guy here is remedial. So here's who we're scouting in the first round. I will say that London Fletcher, probably going to be an extra, but he's a second-round pick. Like, that's where I'm going to kind of draw the line in picking good players. Like, I don't want to get guys that are like second, third rounders. Let's keep it within the first round. So we did our homework on the three guys that I think both linebackers and D-tackle could be big gets for us. Hopefully we get some good information to make sure we get the right guy. To redhead the draft, let's kind of look at their top three players, and that's how we're going to wrap it up. We'll start the next episode off with the 1998 draft. Jamal Williams scouted out here. Not insane. I thought he'd be a little bit better. Combine does look pretty good. 42 reps on the bench press. And the fact that he's first in the 40-yard dash, clearly built 350 pounds. You know, he's going to be a special player, but how special? Not 100% sure. We did our scouting on Jeremiah Trotter. I mean, there could be the role that we just, I don't know if that's cheesy. We go Jamal Williams in the first round and hope that there's a way that London Fletcher's still available in the second round. So we don't pick super late in the second round, but we did do our scouting on Jeremiah Trotter. We have A-zone coverage, C-tackle. Combine, pretty good. Fat 4.6 speed, not ridiculous, but still pretty good. Axeman's looking nice. Right outside linebacker, we have Keith Brooking, who did his thing for a while. What team do you assume? Like, I remember he played for the Cowboys, played for the Falcons. We have B-zone coverage, A pursuit, and whoa. That is slow, dude. We might need to be focusing in here on the Axeman, potentially. I mean, we got Surtain was another guy that's in the range. B press, C zone, probably pretty good combine. Not outrageous though. Nothing really jumps off the charts as gotta draft, must have. Yeah, I don't really want to go running back. God, I mean Hines Ward could be here. Do we want to get a little bit younger? He is A catching. Combine, I mean, he's never known as much of a speedster. I would imagine he probably has A run blocking. Best run blocking wide receiver in the history of the league. But I don't know, fellas. I'm thinking, I mean, you know, you guys can get some feedback off because it's gonna be a day or two before I record the draft. The two logics are: do we maximize our talent because we're sick and tired of losing and try to get Jamal Williams in the first round? And then there's probably a 50-50 shot that London Fletcher would be available in the second round. Oh, D-zone. Maybe, what, did they make Fletcher suck? Made him suck! Unless we can't buy into these stats and know that he's an amazing player. Or do we go with the highest player available right now on our board? And that's the Axeman, Jeremiah Trotter. Let me know in the comment section below. That'll do it for me today, guys. Thank you very much for watching. As always, first time stopping by, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, smash the like button if you enjoyed. Got a big new rebuild, 0 rings to 7 rings. The Minnesota Vikings should be dropping tomorrow, if not the next day, because those videos take forever. Literally, I'm on day 2. I'm gonna record it after I'm done editing this video. But it's gonna be a banger. Really, really fun. I'll just put a spoiler here. I got like probably the best quarterback I've ever drafted when Kirk Cousins retired. There's a little nugget. But I'll see you guys then. Till then, boy C4, say peace out. Love ya. Have a good one.